Hello, hello. Day 32. Slowly figuring things out. And so I spent some time offline digesting the information I picked up in the classroom for grade 4. And that helped me flesh out a little bit more information on countries, but I'm still missing a lot of information. But I at least now know kind of what country I'm going to be dealing with. Now, this is interesting. There's 7 countries, but 8 sanctum doors. So that leaves me wondering, is one for... how does that work? I'm guessing maybe one is the original Orinda and the other is Finn. But we shall see how that works. I'll go with a shelter today. I don't think it's common for the shelter to have anything I can pick up, but I can start with this gym. That's a nice, addition to start. And yeah. Check something. I don't think this is going to be any different. I don't want to do that. Okay, so we did get different emails here for shelter. It seemed like I was not seeing same email. I was seeing the same emails in some places, but this is something I haven't seen yet. And I need to double check again emails at every terminal. So we just started with 222. February 1987. Communication methods fully secure. I'm the only lab technician with network access. You're the only one who uses this terminal. I'm working to get you some more supplies. Not focusing on essentials. I believe there's enough food to last for a duration. I think it'd be wise if you could do a quick inventory to confirm that. So we know February is around when she vanished. Two more, but not stating who. In terms of area, there's not really much room here, as I remember from my youth. To me, I wouldn't mind, but with 4 of us in the space we're going to need for planning, I don't expect this to be a sustainable situation more than a week, fortnight at best. I passed the message on, and your uncle says he may have an idea for a more long-term solution, but it's going to require some doing. Not sure exactly what he has in mind, but this morning when I looked at today's blueprints, I saw he had drafted the pump room, a floor plan I haven't seen used in a very, very long time. I have a feeling you may all be taking a boat ride shortly. And then a few days later, stay put. Finally happening, we got confirmation from our source that the Red Guard is coming tomorrow to begin their formal inquiry into the disappearance. At this point, it's going to be too risky to move you until next week at earliest. Just hang tight for now. And again, we know that a bunch of emails were archived. I won't be able to get at those until I figure out how to get at those. I have to figure out who I should be going in order to who would have archive access. I'll go with the den. I'll go with the breaker box. Not going to change the keycard entry system yet. For Jim, I can get a quarry yard. Yeah, we can do that. We'll do the nook. It's a free 10 steps. Okay. Now that's blocked. I go this way. To the bedroom. Die. And I'll do the pool. I used the gym drawing room. I'm going to use my last gym. I take the morning room, I get 2 gems. So I'll just cut the corner off. Take the morning room. I'm not rolling for the fill every single room position achievement at this point. Not yet. Not ready to try to do that yet. I got the pump room, the lab, or the observatory. Every single one steers me to the right. I'll roll the pump room. I think I need to make any changes just yet. I want to access the fountain, then I need to drain some stuff out. Could do that. But I don't want to empty the, I don't want to fill the pool yet. So, one thing at a time. Alright, we've got security. It's worth, I think it'll be worth the gem. Drop that. But the dark room lets me go north. I'll do the dark room. And it stayed on. That's good. Any surprises over here? Got a lockpick kit. That's good. Also, I'm sheltered, so that's right. So I can pull the weight room now and not have to worry about losing any of my steps. I could use more cash. Oh, that's a hard choice between the garage or the terrace. And the West Wing Hall, because it will lead me north. But I think I'll do the garage. That was something I had in my notebook was, does the car have a license plate? I had been meaning to look at this, and yes, there is. That answers that question. Okay, so that's what that is. Not helpful to me right now, but amusing. Alrighty then. I've got power to the garage. If I roll a boiler room right now, I can see what this thing's going to do. And that was why I drew the garage. I was like, that I've got a nice little set of things that will do power right now. And sure enough. Okay, straightforward is exactly what we need. I really need a shovel and a sledgehammer now. So I get the pump room and the garage powered for the first time. So that's exciting. Okay, the garage opened. I didn't even... Okay. He just went straight ahead and opened. Is that an alternative way of opening the garage versus powering this on? Is that the point? Does it not do anything else? I'm guessing that just means alternative solution to the garage. Unless it did something else. And I will go ahead and go outside and check. Man, I wish I could go up the ladder. Nope, gate's still shut. Well, it cost me 2 steps to go and check. But, so I guess powering the garage just opens the garage door. Which, not terribly exciting. Okay, but we also have powered up our extra pump. Tank 1 drain, tank 1 fill. I take the fountain, which is on 1, and put that in the tank 1. That's probably enough for me to collect my coins that I've tossed in there. And then I want to drain the reservoir instead. For the moment. Go ahead and drain the fountain more just to be safe. Make certain I've got plenty of room to work with there. I'm not far from the entrance, so I think it's worth it for me to just go ahead and go out there and check that now. Need some tools. To get the tools, I need money. Unless I find them. 50 steps. Not a lot of change here, but I have tossed some in. And so that gives me a little bit of more cash than what I had before. let's go to the commissary. Or I'm not missing anything in here. Commissary. Got the sledgehammer. Cannot afford anything else. Nothing to smash in here. Go to the pool. Now the other thing was a metal detector. You know, is it worth it for me to run back over there right now? I don't think that it is. Salt shaker and metal detector is what I saw. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the pump room. While I someday want to go through that door at the bottom of the fountain, I understand it's really just a second way into a space I already have access to, so it's not critical. Actually, the harder way to get in there. The more interesting thing now is to drain the reservoir completely. Because there is a bunch of stuff in the reservoir. I will have to put some water back into the pool to do this. That's okay. Pool's at the end. There's pump 4. And that's it. The reservoir will be empty. Now I can't go north here, but I can go to the boiler room and check my ways south and north. I am immunized one last time. One more red room. So archives is a perfectly fine thing for me to draft here. next to the commissary. Now I have faster access through here back to the commissary. I want to spend the money on the metal detector and the salt shaker. I need to AFK for just a moment, but I am going to go ahead and draw the furnace. It's not powered yet because I need to change the direction the power is going in the boiler room. But more important that I check what I can do going north. So I'm not going to be able to pick it with the lockpick, so we'll use a key. We've got 5. And I'm going to pause here while I figure out what I'm going to do. Okay, the dog is no longer barking at me. Okay. I look at my map. Okay. I'm going to do the passageway. Then I'm going to go back to the commissary. There's a really simple reason for that. Gives me the most flexibility with routing more power. Go ahead and that left, and I'm going to visit the furnace on the way back to the commissary. And it gives me another key. Thirty steps. I haven't bought a metal detector. I have 20 3, I can purchase a gem. I'm going to buy 2. I'll buy 3 gems. I'll go ahead and buy the salt shaker. I haven't seen any food yet. I'll stick with 3 gems. And route power the other direction. I'm going to flip this. I'm going to go into my passage. Now I have power all these different directions. So I could roll the gymnasium, the hallway, or the laundry room. But also redraw my floor plans. I'm going to redraw my floor plans. Okay. None of these take power. But I'm going to draw the solarium. It's a room I have not yet been in. It has a black pawn. No to that. It has a box. It has a game box. It also has some notes. And a dig spot. I have yet to find a shovel this pass, so Mr. Nogula. So this is addressed to the second gardener. And wanted me to remind you once again that it is expected of you to keep the grass in the cloister cut and the trees trimmed. So I guess the second gardener didn't always do his job either. I have a feeling you may have forgotten how to open the cloister wall again. So as to save you some stern words, I decided to draw you a little diagram to help you out. Who knows, maybe this time it will stick. Sympathetically, Bridget. Oh, so we got the cloister. Okay, so I can update my information on the cloister. Nice. Okay. And we've got a puzzle box. So back to my description of Solarium. Contains a Morajai puzzle box. And we have a pretty good idea what might be in this. Now this one's a little different. There seems to be 2 colors. Okay, so green is the target color. Okay, yellow moves up. Green does nothing. Reset. Yellow moves north. Green. Okay. That was not too bad. And there's another allowance token. We're up to 9. Well, next time I get the cloister, I'm not going to be too befuddled by it then. 25 steps. 24. Can't pick the lock. Running me through my keys. Nothing that takes power. I'm running all this power and it's giving me things that don't need power. Well, I don't want to use gems right now, so I'll roll a closet. Rabbit's foot. And a key. Alright. The weight room north was blocked because it was a security door. Here it is not a security door. Boy, I was really hoping to get something other than the laundry room again. Really wants to push the laundry room on me. Well, this is as far as I'm going to run power today. If I want to continue going anywhere, I have to do the aquarium. Let's see what I've got going on here. I don't have a kitchen. I don't have a dining room. Only have 22 steps left. I have the utility closet, but I don't have security. Of course. All right. If I want to keep going, it's going to have to be the gymnasium. Or I can just run downstairs and start looking through the reservoir. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can continue for a bit. Car keys. Wish I could drive the car. Can't remember if there's anything else useful in that back trunk, but I can always look. Actually, that's the faster way out of here. I can take fewer steps to get out of here by taking the garage. That's kind of like the game reminding me I am blocked by a security door. Did not have the benefit of rolling security, but that does not matter. I can unlock that security door. I know what to do. Okay. First things first. Go to the garage. I get a secret garden key. And I get a treasure map. Alright. Is the treasure map even accessible? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is rank 5 on the left side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the gymnasium. So if I can find a shovel, then there's something in the gymnasium. Okay. Now the next thing I need to do is I need to exit here and go back to the shelter. I'm down to 16 steps, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get much more done. Black Bridge will allow me to bring the security online. I never actually powered the doors off. I would still need to go into the state and fix that. There's one gym I've missed. Okay. "14 steps. To go in, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get back out. where I'm going, I will have access to actually go straight into the foundation. And I might be able to get a little more done if I'm really lucky. But I am running out of steps quickly today. Again, I didn't turn that off earlier because I didn't know yet if I was going to find the security key or if I was going to get security. At 8 steps, I'm not going to get too much further. And definitely not going to be able to do my test with the chess pieces today. That's okay. Also, I mean, things are drained. That will last into the next day. So the very first thing I could do the next day if I wanted would be to run down here again. I just don't know if that's a valuable thing to attempt when so much of this is chests. And I would need a sledgehammer to open them. Wait, hang on a second. I've got a sledgehammer. Where's my option to smash it open? Well, that's a disappointment. Well, we have 5 keys. Pink boxes do not contain any prizes. And this is a blue sheet. Okay, so that's useful information. That was a black box. Okay, what about the moon? Box containing allowance tokens is white. I don't know if we know the veracity of green statements. We have 3 keys remaining, though. Also, there could be multiple white boxes, right? So it said the box, and there are multiple white boxes. Green memos are lies. I am very confused because this is a logical conundrum. If it's telling the truth, it's a false, and if it's false, it's true. I got 2 more keys. So what I've been told is based off of a black box. Blue memo said the pink boxes do not contain any prizes. That does not mean the pink boxes might not contain useful information, but they do not contain any prizes. And then I opened a blue box and it had a green note, which could be lying or telling me the truth. I have no way of knowing. This the box containing. Certainly nothing preventing me from trying another white box. And there are 3 allowance tokens. And a note that says this box contained 3 allowance tokens. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, tell me something I already know. I've got 1 key left and 4 steps. Try blue box? Sure. Green memos in blue boxes are true. I really just don't know what to know of that, because the green memo seemed to be potentially trustworthy. Now, this was a green memo that was in a blue box, which told me that there was an allowance tokens. So maybe that's an accurate statement. It could be that, we know that blue memos are true. And then we have blue boxes. So perhaps the idea here is that a green memo in a blue box is trustworthy, whereas a green memo in a white box is useless. Once I have more keys, I can come back. Obviously, the sledgehammer does me no good at all. Now, there is a pathway there. In order for me to go in there, I need to be able to access that with the water level at a certain level. However, just putting the water level at that level will not be enough. So what I think I need to do is I think I need to have the water level up, bring the boat over to this side, not necessarily at the dock over here. Not necessarily put it here, assuming I have control over where the boat goes. And I don't yet know if I do. But if I take the boat like over here, or the steps here, and then lower the water level down, I might be able to take the boat through there. So that's something I need to try. All of this is contingent upon either having the tomb or having the other door key, which opens up into that passage on the other side, if I remember correctly. Let me check my notes, because I have a diagram of the underground in my notes. Yeah, the second door into the underground is on the other side of the river. The entryway down through the fountain is on the other side of the reservoir, as is the entryway from the tomb. So I will need the tomb. I will need the water level. I will need to do a lot of fun things with the water level. Yeah. I have 4 steps remaining. Now from here, I can go up and left. And how many steps will I have left? That puts me at 3. I have the ability to call the elevator now because I've disabled the security. And riding the elevator up should not cost anything. Because technically, I'm not moving. I'm not taking steps. The elevator's doing all the work for me. So yeah, I'm at 3. Never did get a shovel. So I have 3 doors to choose from. And 3 steps. I could use the secret garden. I do not have a powered sledgehammer, though. Two. Now, the secret garden distributes fruit throughout the house, which would have been really nice if I had had that earlier. It would also have been nice if I simply had fruit right now and didn't have to worry about anything. But, like, you know, instead of distributing fruit through the house, why don't you just give me some of this fruit right here? I'm hungry. I'm at 2 steps, and that is not going to get me far at all. It's funny, I'm still under the effects of the furnace even over here. The pantry will have an apple. It will allow me to step just a little further. Or it might have some other fruit. It typically has a piece of fruit. We're in luck, it has an orange. And of course the lockpick's not going to work there. And I'm out of keys. Yeah. I thought that might happen. I need the powered sledge. I have a mighty need. Five steps. It's a dead end, but I'm okay with that. So yeah, this is the safe that is also represented in the paper miniature. And there's a security card now. Gee, thanks. Let me go back to my notes. Study. Okay, that's what I thought. I was missing a piece of information here. The chess piece is the Black Queen. I knew that, but I didn't review that particular video, and I needed to add that information in. And let me go to my chess diagram and update that information as well. page in my document and replace that picture. And then also in my document, I have a running list of all the locations where there are safes. So I need to make a note. Okay. You know, this unused pairings could be a clue. I don't think it is, but GTDRN. That does not spell anything. I was hoping that maybe the unused pairings would just happen to also spell a word if I read through them, but no luck. One side's the or and the other side is the et. I learned that in class. A V, an O, a C. Here he's got a C, D, S, R. CDSR. That does not spell a word. You know, ever since the room with the one safe that I've gotten into, I've gotten into two safes, right? So let me actually make a note here because obviously that's another location. I'll put solved. That is the come on, shelter. I've gotten into two safes. And I know the locations of at least 3 more. And I know that there are a total of 8. Entirely possible that there is one that I've discovered and forgotten that I have found it. And there's also possible that there's a room where this is safe where it's hidden and I haven't figured out how to reveal it. I've got the boudoir. I've got the shelter. I know there's a safe in the office. I know there's a safe in the drafting studio. I know there's a safe in the study, which is where I am. What I do not know is where the heck the clues are. I mean, the clues for the boudoir was kind of obvious. once I spotted it. But it's like, here's a code. I'm like, Also, I still need to figure out this one last letter in the grid. My grid. I know that rank 8 and beyond says count small gates, 8 dates, track 8 safes. So 8 dates tells me that every safe is going to be a date of the year. I know the first one was 12/25. That was the Bodeur. That was Christmas. I'm not sure what count small gates means. But then again, I haven't figured out the first word. I have an I have chief and chef. I have an F for flight and light. And at the far right, I have crater and crate, which gave me an R. I have not been able to figure out when I have a picture of a sheaf of grain and a hand holding a lit match. I'm like, what are the two words? I was like, okay, so grain was not rain. It's not gain. It's not gain. You're holding a lit match. Stalk. I don't even see any way to cut that down to drop a letter. Bale, sheaf, plant, straw, reed. It's most of the clues are a 5-letter word to a 4-letter word. Occasionally it will be something longer like planet and plane. And dessert to desert was one of the longer ones. And then there's some shorter ones that go 4 to 3, like flan and fan. No clue. I don't know what word he was thinking of there. It's possible that I need to look at the dates of things. One thing about dates is I don't know if it's going to be purely month day or if some dates will include year. But I like one of them could be the day Lady Epson passed away, right? That's a possibility. One of them could be something like 1107, which would be the day that Simon was supposed to arrive on the estate. There could have been a decision that one of the safes needed to be reprogrammed to something like that. I'm going to have to figure out a list of dates to try. This may be one of those cases where I just have to, on each safe, try all the dates I can think of. It's not entirely brute forcing because I'm not putting in every possible date going from 0101 through 1231. I'll be going through a curated list of dates that I know that would be significant. But it's not something I'm going to figure out right now. I have 4 steps left. I can step in the foundation and try one more door, assuming that I can get through it. It may be locked in my lockpick, unable to pick it. It was not locked at all. And it gives me a choice of a couple things. I'll be at 2 when I step into the room. If I pick this, I can go south. If I pick this, I can go across. I'll be able to go into one more room. I don't have any keys. And it's too late picking this up now. And it's too late to go back to the gymnasium. Pick the bedroom. Oh, there's the key. How about that? That key was there because I have the metal detector. I'm pretty sure. Yep. Well, last room I can go into because when my drop to 1, it stops immediately. It declares that to be the end. Whenever you enter the ballroom, set your gems to 2. Costs me 2 gems, gives me 2 gems. What else was there about the ballroom? It had a piece of sheet music in it. It had 2 pieces of sheet music in it. Aside from that, it was not especially a remarkable room. I think at this point the observatory is the best use of my step. I'm going to drop to 1. I can go ahead and look through this and advance myself to, hey, I got gems and a key, which will do me no good. There's the cloister, which I can't do anything with because I will drop to 0 the moment I step in. It doesn't matter. Make a note on the safes. I mean, technically, the shelter was also a date. You had to know the day. But in that case, it wasn't a code that you typed in. That's interesting. All right, so now I'm having a rethinking of the clue in the office. So there are 5 book titles. And I thought it might be related to the number of letters in the words. But it has to be a date. And the second book, the one that's in black, is March of the Count. Implies that it's an 03, right? Now, there's only so many numbers in March that could be entered if I start with 03. There is no one in the family that I know of who is a count. There's barons and baronesses. So it doesn't look like I can look for the birth date of someone who is a count. I know Lady Epson died before June 15th, 1983, but I don't know what exact date. But, I could try 0614, for example, on some safes. I don't know. I'm going to have to take a better look at certain dates. I have the dates that certain people got their accounts created, but I don't know if that's useful. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, at the moment, I'm assuming that Mary Epson, aka Mary Matthew Jones, was one of the 4 people in the shelter. It's possible that Caleb Manning and Philip White were also present. But I don't know. Caleb Manning, I'm pretty sure. Don't know who the other 2 people are or would be. I haven't made the burning glass. Magnifying glass plus metal detector makes something called a burning glass. I need to try making that. And I think I made something else other than the electromagnet that I need to jot down. I did a lucky purse, right? But I've already done that before. So maybe I didn't do anything new. Somewhere there was a description of the number of workshop contraptions you can make, I think, and I need to figure out how many more I should add to my spaces I should add to my list. I know what the electromagnet does. I want to get the official description out of my video that I saved. I am going to stop here. That was a long enough run and a significant enough run. I learned some cool new stuff. Like there are chests that cannot be smashed open with sledgehammers.